ما أريد من هذا الشعب إلا أن يزيد في الحمد والشكر إلى الله عز وجل، ويزيد من محبة الوطن، ويزيد من العمل ومضاعفة العمل لما يسعى فيه من خير له وللدولة والأهل. هذا اللي أنا أدوره من الشعب، وربنا إن شاء الله يوفقنا جميعا على ما يحب ويرضى.
It is my privilege, and I really thank the leadership of UAE, because UAE has provided or fostered that environment around me that has encouraged me to take the step of starting my own fire safety consulting.
لا تقرب منازلها إلا محب، زايد أسسها واليوث وراها داروا على الدانات 7 أبد.
I really thank UAE rulers for adopting and adapting to these different nationalities and different cultures, and yet create something that is going to be worldly.
7 أبد نحنا شعوب لها نفدى ثراها، نبذل الغالي لها دوم ونهب. نحنا شعوب لها نفدى ثراها، نبذل الغالي.
My advice to the young generation who is going to get into this profession of fires and life safety is, do not focus your energies on understanding what and where and when or how.
Today we are honored to host Mr. Vinay Deshpande, the founder and the managing director of Vituvius Fire Safety Consulting. They specialize in delivering comprehensive fire safety solutions, combining design, engineering, and management expertise to ensure safety and compliance across all types of projects. Stay tuned to know more. Welcome, dear audience, to your favorite program, Peers of Union, which shed light and focus on the remarkable journeys of the inspiring individuals here inside the UAE. And today from Dubai we are shedding the light on a new successful story with Mr. Vinay Deshpande, the founder and the managing director of Vituvius Fire Safety Consulting. Welcome, sir. We are pleased to host you today.
Thank you. It is my pleasure, and I really appreciate you considering me as one of the persons that could contribute and share my experience and story.
It's our pleasure, sir. Thank you. Today we'll discuss with you many fields, but first of all, can you tell us about yourself, your background, the significant milestones you achieved to present you to all the audience?
Yeah, so like you said, my name is Vinay Deshpande, and I'm a mechanical engineer by education, but fire engineer by passion.
By passion, it's your passion.
It is my passion. I mean, I've been working in the industry for last 37 years. Started back in India. I come from Indian town of Mumbai, if you might know.
So 37 years of experience in this field.
37 years of experience.
Great.
But in UAE and the Middle East, it is 25 years now. So 25 years back when I came here. So I am literally part of the development of UAE for last 25
How
years.
it was in the Middle East and here?
It is,
It's
I mean,
better than
I have witnessed a sea change. I would say UAE is one of the youngest nations,
Yeah.
and I'm really glad that I'm part of that growth of UAE, as well as my professional growth.
Of course, you're part of this success in the
Indeed,
UAE.
indeed.
Of course, sir.
Yes. Yeah.
Sir, thank you for sharing with us the beginnings. Now, can you tell us about the challenges you faced, the experiences you gained from this journey?
Uh, you mean while working within UAE? Uh, yes, it had been challenging, particularly in terms of fire safety. Uh, Fire safety in UAE has witnessed a sea change over the period of years, since last 25 years. And the best part about UAE is basically what I witnessed during these last 25 years was that UAE has never shied away or has never said that, yeah, no, we know everything.
Yeah.
We are always open to new ideas, and that constant strive to
Creativity.
create something
course.
unique, and that actually posed lot of challenges in terms of fire safety,
Yeah.
because we have been basically adopting different international codes previously,
Yeah.
coming from initial days of adopting British standards or British codes,
Right.
and then slowly moving to international building codes or a more prominent national fire protection codes of America. But in also there are a lot of agencies or vendors who supply equipment and material that comes from all over the world.
Yeah.
And that's one unique aspect of UAE when it comes to not just fire safety, I would say, but overall,
In all
UAE,
fields.
yes, UAE is open to technology and equipment and material from all over the world, and that had actually posed some challenges
Yeah.
in the initial days about which codes or which product quality should be acceptable. For example, if I tell you, we get cars like made in America or cars made in Europe, but then nowadays we have those American cars or European cars, or for that matter, most recently now we can see Asian cars also. But we say, are they GCC spec?
Yeah. Right.
Same thing goes with our fire safety industry as well. And there are equipment and materials that were coming in from different parts of the world. UAE has never said no to anyone, but UAE has made them adopt to the local requirements and the local
It's better.
conditions. Yes,
It's
and
better.
that is one of the major success points of UAE.
Of course, success points. Sir, who have been your biggest mentors, your biggest supporters throughout your professional journey? Who support you?
Look, I mean, all those mentors who have actually guided me throughout these last 25 years within
Yeah.
UAE, and I am fortunate actually that I've been mentored by people who have been instrumental in writing these international codes, or one of my mentor who has now gone back to
Yeah.
Australia is the person who has contributed to the Society of Fire Protection Engineering
Yeah.
handbook with a chapter dedicated to him. He has written a chapter. So I was fortunate always that these people encouraged me with my profession, and they have critiqued my work during all these years. That helped me actually develop as a practical, very good fire engineer. But at the same time, I should not be ignoring the fact that my family is also
Of
one of
course.
the biggest support
Our
system.
families come first,
Indeed,
of course.
indeed, because they helped me through all these relocation from India to
Social
here,
life, our family,
and then
professional life, and all our
and-
life, of course.
and all the late nights that we spend working hard to achieve progress or programs of the different projects. And now that I have started Vituvius Fire Safety Consulting, the challenges that I face in as a new startup, my family had been a very good support system.
Of course, we'll talk about the challenges you faced while establishing the company. But now, can you tell us about the inspiration behind founding this company?
Look, as I said, I've spent like 25 years working in the industry, and this 37 years that I am in the fire industry, I have been on different sides of the table. Like I was a project manager managing project for installation, testing, commissioning, but then eventually moved to design.
So you worked in all the positions.
Correct. So that has helped me attain all these aspects of fire safety implementation within the project, and then I can then understand the problems and the challenges each of these stakeholders face. And then I thought I am in a better position to give it back to the industry now. It is time that whatever knowledge that I have gained, if I don't share that knowledge back with the industry, commercial goals are always there, but more than commercial goals, I think it is the handholding and the giving back to the industry that is my main motivator in starting Vituvius Fire Safety.
Great, sir. Sir, can you tell us, can you improve us with the key services your company provides for its clients, the key services your company provide?
Vituvius Fire Safety Consulting has been providing support to the industry, particularly in the design production for producing and submitting the fire safety designs,
management expertise,
starting from the code compliance, code assessment and risk assessment, to the most advanced CFD modeling or evacuation egress modeling that are required for the complex challenging projects, and also supporting the facilities managers or the building owners, because we must understand that generally when we talk about the consulting industry, mainly the engineering consultants are more focused on completing the new building design. But if you see the life cycle of the building, construction of a building hardly contributes to like 5 to 7% of the total life cycle of the building. After the construction, it is like 90 to 95% of the time the building is managed by facilities managers or the building owners, who generally are doing it without the help of these so-called professional inputs. Like when the building is getting constructed, you have all the professionals from different disciplines like architects and mechanical engineers or electrical engineers, fire safety engineers. All of them are contributing to the construction of the building. But once the building is completed and it is handed over to the facilities managers, very rarely we get the services of these expert engineers at that time. And that is where Vituvius Fire Safety Consulting is contributing to the built environment industry in the building life cycle, where we help people understand the fire risk posed after the construction. Because these days, particularly construction, after construction, the use of the building is a dynamic thing. So once there is a change of use, then the fire risk posed because of that change of use also changes. And then we are better placed in advising the building owners in the challenges that they need to encounter and how they can mitigate those challenges.
Sir, what major challenges this sector is facing today, the fire safety sector, and how does your company, Vituvius, address these challenges?
People don't think that fire safety is a challenge to them, because it's a typical human behavior where people think that emergency happens to my neighbor, not me. And another thing is basically in terms of implementing the designs and this, aesthetics or cost takes more precedence
Yeah.
than the fire safety. Fire safety, it starts with a tick in the box exercise where people think that, yeah, I just need to attend the compliance certification from local civil defense and then I am good. But then it's not just about achieving compliance or achieving that tick in the box. And because if your fire safety is not addressed since beginning of the project, then you end up doing a lot of abortive work, and that is the major challenge that we face when we need to communicate with people properly and make them understand that it is important for them to consider fire safety at the early stage of design.
Sir, in your opinion, what are the emerging trends in the fire safety engineering, you think?
The emerging things in fire safety, and not just fire safety engineering, I would say in general engineering terms as well, is sustainability is a key thing that we need to work around.
Yeah,
Sustainability is the very big thing, and because of the sustainable design practices, there is a use of lot of new materials.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't say new material. It is basically we are going back to our roots, but those older materials also poses fire risk, like use of wooden, predominant use of wooden material, and wood is a fire risk. But then it's not actually mean that just having a wood means your building is going to be risky, but we will have to find solutions around it. So this is one of the new trend. Another major new trends that we are experiencing is basically electric vehicles, EV or lithium ion storage, and the fire risk being posed from use of such new technologies. That is one of the
we will
major
talk about
challenges.
this.
And going forward, we would say that we would also be using the hydrogen in very few time now, and hydrogen again is another major fire risk, and then we will need to gear up ourselves to these new challenges and build around solutions around these.
Of course,
challenges.
Sir, more than 30 years of experience in this field. You worked without technology and also you work with technology in this field. Which do you prefer?
Now, of course, technology has always been helpful, and without technology, I would say
it was hard.
We would not have achieved what we achieved as a nation within UAE.
In the past, it was hard at you to work without technology in this field, sir.
I would just give you an example.
Yeah, please.
You go to America and you see all those phenomenal high-rise buildings built in, let's say, New York or Washington. And now we see a similar kind of skyline cityscape within Dubai.
Right.
But then, or for that matter, buildings that are constructed in Europe, they have been constructed like 50, 60, 70 years back when there was no technology.
Right.
And because of that lack of technology, they used to take a lot of time in completing those projects. With technology now, we are able to finish and complete the projects quite fast, and the quality of the projects have gone up. You can see, I mean, without this technology, I think we would have not achieved the growth that we achieved in UAE.
Right.
Yes.
We don't live today without technology, without updates, without AI.
The AI is going to contribute a major way, but then that is also going to pose some challenges to us.
Of course, sir.
And that we will need to gear up for those challenges in validating the use of AI.
Of course, sir. Sir, success is often marked by a significant milestones and impactful contributions. So, What are the key accomplishments? What are the key achievements you are most proud of at your company, and how do you distinguish your company? How do you differentiate your company from competitors in this field, in the fire safety field?
Uh, I mean, the biggest milestones I would say is my opportunity to work on the signature projects within UAE, or for that matter within the Middle East or Gulf region, where I can boast that yes, I was part of the teams that constructed
Great, yeah.
most recently, like Royal Atlantis, or for that matter Ferrari World, or the World Trade Center Tower in Abu Dhabi, or World Trade Center Tower in Doha, or
Great.
Dubai Metro. The list is endless, and it has given me an opportunity to work on these signature projects. It is basically, I mean, I am really proud that I have got an opportunity to work on this. Differentiating Vitruvius Fire Safety from other fire safety consulting or
Yeah.
engineering consulting, the major differentiator I would say is Vitruvius Fire Safety Consulting is solutions driven more than the problems driven. It is quite easy and tempting for an engineering consultant to highlight the problems, but if you are not handholding the customer and walking it, helping him through to cross that line, that's the major differentiator, that we want to be part of the solution and
Right.
not part of the problem. And another thing is, the differentiator is basically the speed and agility of our team to provide these solutions, because the challenging project deadlines people are facing these days, people have no time to wait for
Right.
getting these solutions. So that speed and agility is the most important.
Of course, sir. Sir, do you have good connections with the people in this field for getting the updates?
I've been fortunate enough to be part of the teams that are involved in
Yeah,
making
yeah.
the codes that are adopted in this part of the world. Again, as I said previously, UAE code is something I would say is the best
Right.
code which is
Right.
proactive here, and it is basically a culmination of the process of collaboration between various stakeholders of the industry, and that being part of that code making
The
process
community.
is one of the biggest things.
Of course. Sir, can you tell us about the current projects you are working on?
Well, look, I cannot name many of these projects
No,
because
we-
of the NDAs that we have signed, but these are major infrastructure projects that are happening within UAE as well as within Saudi Arabia. More importantly, we are also advising people on the infrastructure projects in the Central Asian countries these days.
So we're happy to you. Best of luck, sir. Sir, growth and expansion required well-planned strategies. So, can you tell us about the future plans? Can you tell us how are you planning to expand into new markets?
Our future plan is basically, first and foremost, we need to develop pool of engineers who would be a local team of pool of engineers who would be contributing to fire and life safety, not just within the region, but would make it as a benchmark,
Yeah.
because that is what UAE is known for. UAE not just adopts or adapts something that is happening in other part of the world,
Right.
it creates its own benchmark that others people then start following.
Sure,
So
exactly.
going with that theme, our focus is basically in going to be developing that pool of engineers who would then become the leaders in the industry, and eventually, I mean, what we are talking of is creating a center of excellence within next 5 years where that center of excellence would contribute.
So we're interested to see your company evolving in the coming year. Best
Indeed,
of luck,
indeed.
sir.
We have very big plans on this.
Best of luck. Sir, the UAE governments have set many rules, many regulations to support this field, the fire safety consulting field. So, how has the UAE government, how has the UAE environment contributed to this growth?
Look, the biggest thing that I would say is the UAE Fire and Life Safety Code, which was developed by UAE, was the best proactive measure that the authorities have undertaken here. And the approach within the UAE Fire Code was not just about helping the designers or setting up the requirements for the designers to follow, but making it a collaborative process where they have involved and made the all stakeholders of the built environment industry of their roles and responsibilities. And that is one thing that is generally not you will not find within the building codes that are adopted in other parts of the world. But another biggest thing that I would say is that UAE code development or UAE code is basically a collaborative process, and the authorities are so open to taking new ideas, talking with different stakeholders, how things are done in different parts of the world, how best we can modify that to suit the local conditions and better that. And that is the biggest contribution of UAE code, I would say.
A long journey in this field to reach success. For that, of course, you have your own concept of success. How can you define success for us today and through our camera and through our episode?
Success is always a relative thing. What is success now may be not so successful in future, because the scale of success, the parameters of success keeps changing over the time.
Of course.
And
there is no limit.
There is no limit. But then what we are planning as to remain successful is taking that one step at a time, define, refine, and relearn.
Go ahead and keep going, sir. Sir, now, what's your advice for the young professionals are watching you today? What advice would you give them for those people who are interested to enter this field, build a career in this field?
Look, the fire safety engineering profession is, I would say, the profession where there is a huge gap of supply and demand. There is a huge demand and the lack of supply of the qualified professions or the professionals. Having said that, and as I said previously, our focus is on creating that center of excellence and encouraging people in doing this. My advice to the young generation who is going to get into this profession of fires and life safety is, do not focus your energies on understanding what and where and when or how. Rather, I would advise you to focus on why more than when and where. Because once you understand the answer to that why, you would be a better fire engineer, and that is why your energies should be finding those answers for the why.
Thank you for this advice, sir. And now, and finally, we end this special meeting with you by a message, by a lovely message, if we can say, from your heart to the UAE rulers and government through our camera.
It is my privilege, and I really thank the leadership of UAE, because UAE has provided or fostered that environment around me that has encouraged me to take the step of starting my own fire safety consulting firm with a pure understanding of giving back to the country. But then I could do that because of the encouragement that has been provided by the rulers, and has provided the ecosystem for people like me to actually take that step of coming out of that working for a corporation, or instead of that working for myself and helping the community and the professionals grow here.
Of course, thanks for the UAE, thanks for the UAE governments for giving us all the opportunities
Of course,
to achieve success in this land.
it's not just a melting pot that we have, melting pot of people or cultures. I mean, one fine day I was just pondering last 25 years that I've been working in UAE, and I started remembering people that I worked with, and I could count people from 58 different countries that I have
Different nationalities
worked
for sure.
during this period. And then I
It's
thought
connections,
that
good
people coming
connections.
from these 58 different countries that I can remember, there are many more who come and work here. They not just contribute or bring their knowledge from the local places that they come from, and that is the challenge that we face. And I really thank UAE rulers for adopting and adapting to these different nationalities and different cultures, and yet create something that is going to be world leading.
Thank you for you too, sir, for this special
It is my
meeting.
pleasure.
And it was my pleasure hosting you today. And thank you for all the information, for all the updates in this field.
Thank you very much for having me. It was really nice talking to you and sharing my experience.
Of course, it's my pleasure. Thank you and best of luck, sir. Dear audience, we reach the end of our episode. Watch us next week and goodbye.